To the Philippines now, where the situation remains desperate. Aid is pouring in, but it's still a challenge getting it to the ones who need it most. Thousands have given up on their destroyed homes and have been lining up for days to get out of devastated areas. In Tacloban, military and civilian aircraft are flying people out, but they just can't keep up. And although aid efforts have picked up over the last couple of days, many remain without food and water. According to the latest figures, over 3,600 people have died. Another 1,200 are still missing. And those numbers will keep rising as officials reach more isolated areas. Canadians are among the foreign aid teams sent to assist the Philippines. About 200 members of the Disaster Assistance Response Team will provide victims with food, water, and medical aid, as well as helping in the cleanup and rebuilding efforts. Our Stuart Greer is in Iloilo, one of the staging grounds for the Canadian team. Stu?
Robin, another wave of Canadian troops have arrived in the Philippines to assist with the disaster relief. This is a Polaris Airbus that just arrived from Trenton, carrying 70 personnel on board, including 7 medics that will assist in providing care for the people affected by the typhoon here on the island of Panay. They will go up to Rojas, which is the main base for the Canadian contingent that is based here in the Philippines, providing disaster relief. Earlier in the day, we saw 54 engineers make that trip, that 4-hour trip up through the island to the main Canadian base in Rojas. They're bringing with them generators as well as a heavy lifter, a backhoe as well, helping to clear roads that have been blocked by the typhoon, debris that's been strewn around, trying to clear those roads to facilitate the distribution of aid to those remote areas on the island. Also, earlier in the day, the first team of mobile medics went into shelters in the Rojas area, providing medical care to the hundreds of people that need it. And they will be fanning out, basically a mobile unit fanning out in the areas, the villages around Rojas, to provide much-needed medical care. Robin.
Stuart Greer in the Philippines. Thanks, Stu. And there are some Canadians among the thousands affected by the disaster in the Philippines. According to Foreign Affairs, 187 Canadians are believed to have been in the affected areas at the time of the typhoon. Over a week after the disaster, 136 of those individuals have been found. 51 people remain unaccounted for, but Foreign Affairs points out the situation is rapidly changing as communication is restored to isolated areas.